Hey Sagittarius, it's Angela. We're here to do your November soul guidance reading for Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And of course, anyone else who feels drawn to this video, that guidance is also for you. Your intuition brought you here. In general, when I'm shuffling off camera, I'm drawing in the energy of Sagittarius. So here we are. These readings are intuitive. They are talking about energies within that can be sort of, you could shine a light on them and find a way to transform your inner being and your soul from within. And it's not predictive. I don't feel like I'm a psychic at all. I'm an intuitive. It's more inner than like seeing the future or something. So I have a few housekeeping things. The first thing is I created a new playlist on my channel. If you look on my homepage, it's there. And also in the playlist tab, it's called Weekly Intention Readings. And these are sessions that I do every Monday with a group of lovely souls. We do it every Monday morning. I've been doing it for quite a while, but these recordings we've just been doing for the last, I don't know, maybe throughout this year. And I started posting them on my channel because it really is a nice way to find a little more soul guidance that's just more of a general reading for the collective. And I do those in collaboration with Maria Mellano of Integral Bloom. And I'm going to post links to her YouTube channel and her website there, because we're also co-creating a vision course. It's called Bloom Your Vision. And this is a 7-session course. It starts in November. We will meet live 7 times, but you don't have to be there. You can sign up for the course. There is a fee to pay for the course. It's a 7-week course, a deeper dive into your soul. And at the end, the last session, we actually create a vision board. You can use materials, or there's a place to do it online. We do it through Canva. And it's beautiful because it covers every aspect of yourself. We're going to start out with an assessment of the year behind us, like how we've traveled through this year, and kind of assess what we've achieved, and then dig a little deeper and start to set intentions to manifest into 2023. So it's a great course. We've worked on it for a while, and I'd love to see some of you guys there. And then the last thing is, if you're interested, please go to groundeddreamers.com and join my newsletter so that you can be up to date on some of the things we're creating for my website. And that's still in progress, but it is going to be coming through in the next few months or so. And if you're on the list, you'll be the first to know. Okay. All right. So now we pulled an oracle from this deck, from Messages from the Mermaids, for you guys. And the card that I pulled for you, Sag, Re-ENERGIZE. This is an indication that when you feel spread too thin, when you feel drained, that maybe you're committed, overcommitted, maybe you're around people that are draining your energy, and then if none of those scenarios are true and you don't feel drained, it's just a reminder to be mindful of exactly how you spend your energy in all your days and all your moments, and to always remember to carve out time for your basic well-being, healthy foods, plenty of water, plenty of rest, maybe a meditation practice or something that's beyond your physical self would also help. And this is just sort of a reminder to make sure your energy is in the right place. We can also, we all do it, where we overcommit and we overschedule and we're doing too much in so many areas of our life, and then we're emptied out. And it feels like, oh, we're so depleted, and we go through moments, periods of exhaustion because we've put too much out there. So it's a reminder to, if you feel a little drained, focus on the things that make you feel good. If that's rest, if that's, hanging out, talking on the phone, if it is, listening to music, whatever, focus on those things that that make you feel good so that you can rebalance the energy within your spirit. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Zen spread. Here we are. And this is a tree spread. It's a spread that I made up. This is sort of the trunk that goes through the whole thing. We're starting, and then we have 2 sets of branches. Our starting point is this lower set of branches. We move down through the trunk, right, into the roots. With any tree, the strong roots help its growth on the, you know, on the outer and on the upper side of things, right? The stuff that's above surface really can grow better with stronger root systems. So that's going to be your key to the growth. Okay, let's get started. Your starting card, and this is as it pertains to the vibration of re-energizing. Your starting card is innocence. I like this. This is a good start. This is reminding you to you know, strive for a fresh perspective on things. So if you are a little drained and you feel burned out, and maybe you've been working too many hours, well, the automatic thing to do is to say, oh, I hate my job. Or no, maybe that's not the automatic thing for you, but for some of us it could be, you know, I can't stand my job, it's just draining me. Well, this is an opportunity to shift your perspective. You know, my job is my job. I enjoy the people, I enjoy the work, and I may put, I'm, you know, in the big picture and the balance of things, I may be putting too much energy into my work at this time. Maybe I need to back off a little bit, have some more alone time, right? It's just giving yourself an opportunity to see it in a new way, instead of just judging that, you know, the job sucks, or, you know, I can't keep balance and there's something wrong with me or whatever. You know, welcome in a new way of seeing it. And in this card in particular, we have this old sage, you know, this old wise man who's done it all, been through it, knows just about everything. And as he encounters this creature, the grasshopper, he's, you know, he's delighted. It's as if he's seeing it for the first time. So this is kind of like a fresh perspective that you want to revert to. This is, you know, it's called innocence. It could remind you of your childhood, you know, seen through a child's eyes, which is with a lot more wonder than us jaded adults, right? But and that's a joke, sorry. But yeah, it's an opportunity to see things with fresh eyes and a reset, right? And just the act of acknowledging I need to boost my energy, and in doing so, you know, it will shift the way I see everything else in my external world. So important, you know, tend to the soul and you get a fresh perspective. Okay. Internally within you, and the energy that supports this sort of fresh perspective vibration, is the miser. Oh yeah. So yes. So this woman, she is hanging on to her riches close to her chest. She's clutching them. She's actually built a wall around herself to protect you know, her abundance and the riches that are within her. And if you see this wall, it kind of goes up right up to where her heart chakra is. So she's walled off from you know, the sharing and the interaction and the experiences that we get in being open-hearted, right? This does not mean you're closed off, you're closed-hearted, but there may be spaces within you, there may be spots within you that are dormant and that aren't being attended to, right? And that would lead to, you know, the exact reason for why we need to re-energize. So it's just an opportunity to explore that and to see where we might be a little bundled up within. Remember, this is not an external position. So if this card were over here, we would talk about how you need to express out more and connect with others more and be more proactive in your connections. But this is happening within you. And this is an exploration within your soul that you can see with fresh eyes, have the opportunity to find a couple stuck places and nurture them and let that wall loosen up a little bit and allow you to feel a little more balanced in your energy as you go out, back out, into the world. Okay, so I love this combination here. Being willing to see it in a new way and starting by looking within where things can be sort of massaged into a new state of being. Externally, the combination of those energies results, it reminds us, this is a mental energy, morality. This is that concept that it's very clear. It's either right or wrong, or it's black or white, or good or bad. And there's no area in between, there's no room for anything else except you're right or you're wrong. And this vibration here of being able to see things in a new way is directly, contradictory to this vibration of right and wrong. So what this inner exploration does, the willingness to see it in a new way, the willingness to find where my energy is out of alignment, and to look for those spaces within me that I can sort of loosen up a little bit so that I can find a better flow in my world. Those are in contradiction to anything being right, wrong, good, or bad, right? This is just a reminder for you in your external world that the way you go about balancing your energy and finding ways to replenish your soul is unique to you. There is no standard, there is no outline, there's no manual, right? There may be a lot of people out there giving you suggestions. Here's how you do it. Here's how you balance. But what this message is kind of telling you is, yeah, you could follow some advice in the outer world, because there's a lot of good advice out there. Even this very reading, right, is advice in itself. But it should always be accompanied by your own intuitive guidance, that inner knowing that you have, if you're able to take a breath, strip down, all that activity that's tiring you out, and listen. Just listen to what's in your soul. Right? You kind of already know what it's going to take to maintain your balanced energy. And this morality card here showing up in your external world is just a reminder that, yeah, you could look to other guidance, and even this guidance here, like I said, and take it and combine it. It doesn't have to stay in that very state, right? Combine it with what you know within, with what's right for you. And then you're on a better path toward your soul's growth, because you've also contributed to that path, right? With your own intuition and what your soul tells you is best. Okay, so I like that. This is a combination of your inner knowing and maybe taking some advice on the outer world, but not sticking, adhering to it fully, because it may seem right, but it may not be right for you. Okay. All right. So now we move to this card here, and this is the pivot. This is the kind of the transformation into getting that growth, into really like, yeah, I have the acknowledgement that I need to look at my energy, and I need sometimes to tuck away and pull in and replenish my own vibration. But sometimes I don't I don't pay attention to it enough so that it's in that flow. Like, I'm not always attentive to it, so I do get stuck, right? This card here would be the key to making it more consistent in an elevated way. And we got ripeness. Oh yeah. So this is telling you that, remember when I said before, you can take the advice of others, but within you already kind of know what's best for you. You know the direction that your soul wants to take when it comes to this replenishing. And this card is reminding you, you know exactly what to do and when to make a move. Maybe when you get too burned out, your fresh perspective here and your willingness to see it in a new way, when you get burned out, you're willing to listen a little earlier before that burnout is complete and you totally crash and burn. Maybe your new perspective involves tuning in to when it's time to sort of check out and tune into your inner being, and rebalance your energy. My daughter is a Sagittarius. One of my daughter, well, both of my daughters are, they're twins, but one I notice is super active at work and at school and with friends and the boyfriend, and there's all activity, a lot of activity. And yeah, I mean, she's a teenager, it's fun, but there are days when she's just wiped. And some days it's their teary days, because it's like there's so much energy built up that she, you know, and so I've been sort of trying to guide her and let her know taking time for yourself is a perfectly acceptable form of self-care. You know, maybe ask not to be scheduled so much at work, and maybe, you know, spend a little more time at home tending to yourself or tending to your homework or whatever. I'm trying to help her strike that balance, because she does go until she burns out, hits the wall, and then gathers herself and goes again. But I'm trying to, you know, sort of in the background, quietly guide her toward a little more flow, a little more ease there. And what's happening is she's starting to recognize on her own when it's time to just quiet down and kind of detach from all the other activity in her life, because there's always something that can be always a party or always a friend or always an activity that can be done, but you can't do them all without it taking its toll on your soul. So I like this very much within you guys. And you know, many of you will already know this, right? You already know this intellectually. So this spread and this guidance would just be a reminder to try to create some consistency. And maybe in this rightness card, it's kind of a calling to catch it a little earlier, before the meltdown, before the complete depletion, you know, the full drain of your energy. So maybe recognize it a little sooner, and that could create a little more ease and growth on your soul's path. So now we have all these cards working here, and now we get to elevate to this next level, and your landing point is turning in. Yeah, spend more time with yourself, with your feelings. You know, this doesn't mean, you know, sit around all day meditating. It just means carve out that time. This figure here, this is a card of emotion as well. It's depicted by the blue, that's a water sign, and there's water in it, and she's completely, the water represents emotions, and she's completely going down deep into her emotions and allowing them to be there, to buoy her, to flow, allow for her flow. There's many ways we can work with our feelings. And if you see in the mind space, there's all these like sort of haunted looking figures, cloudy and crowding and haunting her in her mind, but she is at peace. This is like, you know, our activity, our thoughts, our frustrations, the things that are going on outside, other people that are draining of our energy, all that is still going to go on. But she's taken that time to realign. And so that stuff can go on, but it's not going to penetrate her alignment and her sense of well-being. This is that elevated state of being, of balanced energy that we're trying to achieve. Internally, the card that supports this turning in card is guidance. So yeah, with your inner awareness and with your inner alignment and knowing when it's time to sort of check out and go within and pull away from things, not permanently, just temporarily, then you get to, you have a clearer sense of what your next steps are, or where you want to head, or you know, how much energy you want to put into any given thing, because you've cleared it, right? You've been willing to, you know, loosen up those bunchy areas, know when the time is right to pull off, and then take that time for yourself. The next steps become much clearer in that process. And then your final card, and this the cap off of this spread, is success. So this is your result. Right? I love that. Look how happy. Time to celebrate the achievements that you've made. Time to celebrate the fact that I put myself first and I created time and space for my own well-being. And then I have the energy and I have the sort of filled fuel tank to get out there and get back into all those activities and all those things that I am achieving in my external world. So this is just that reminder to pull off, pull along the side of the road and allow for some energy to fill itself up again. Okay, so I'm going to pull a sort of a bonus card for you guys from this deck called Sacred Creators. It's an oracle deck, and it's kind of just like a fun little message that you're receiving from Spirit through me. Okay, and what I got for you is remember I said fill your tank? Fill your cup with sacred giggles. Have some fun, remind yourself that in all this that we're doing, to all these things that we're focusing our energy on, focusing it on ourselves and on the things that make us feel good and that we have fun with is just as important as all the achievements that we get to do out there. So that's an achievement as well. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. I love it. All right, Sagittarius, I think that will do it for now. Check the show notes. I'm putting all those links down in the video notes. And I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you all again. And I will see you soon. I love you guys.